Hi, as part of our series, we'll be interviewing some interesting people, and the first one we have lined up is Steve Day. Quite a few of you will probably have never heard of Steve, but just to give you a bit of insight, he's 3 times world champion at 24-hour racing, single speed. He lines up with everybody else with geared bikes, but he chooses single speed. Obviously, there are other single speed riders, but for the last 3 years, he is the man to beat. Over to Steve.
A long time ago, I've always been on 2 wheels. Right, as long as I can remember, I've had a push bike. That grew into BMXs. Spent a lot of time where I used to live, where my dad's home is, up at the BMX track. 6 weeks during the summer, that's where I'd live. Also into motocross bikes at around the same time. So that desire for a bit of speed and off-road has kind of been in me for a long time. I had a little bit of a blip when I was at uni. I got into cars and drag racing, but then that was the time mountain bikes were really starting to kick off, so early 90s. And from there, mountain bikes have always been a big part of my life. Bit of cross country, quite a lot of downhill until it started getting too painful, and then back onto the endurance stuff. I like riding on my own. I'm not sure whether many people would want to come and ride with me at 5 in the morning. So that element of it, that kind of isolation, being out, seeing stuff that not a lot of other people get to see every day, I get a lot of satisfaction and enjoyment out of that. But I also ride with a bunch of guys down in Coventry every now and then on Wednesday night, and that social element of it, again, it's something different, very different to riding on your own, but yeah. I don't mind either. It's nice to get out with some people from time to time. My favourite bike, which I rediscovered about 7 or 8 months ago, was my Singular Spitfire, mainly because it is a one-off. The frame is an absolute delight to ride. It's all Columbus tubed. It's built around a 904 cup front, so the front is super accurate, and the back end is very forgiving. But yeah, it's the only one as well. I absolutely love that bike. The Traverse is an amazing bike, but that's just got something about it. It's just a little bit different to ride. So. Not really. The way I look at it with the 24-hour racing, I'd much rather go for durability, know that I'm on a bike that's going to last 24 hours without any issues. Weight in terms of wheels, yeah, maybe a little bit now, more so than I used to, but everything else is really focused on the durability side. I used to play hockey a number of years ago, and I broke my thumb, and I couldn't use a shifter. So that's where I started with a single speed, the old on-one inbred that everyone seems to have when they first get started. And never really looked back. Once my thumb had healed, I still had the geared bike in the garage, but it just never came back out again. And it's grown from there. It's just one of those things for me. The quietness of riding a single speed, you haven't got the chain slapping around. The simplicity, the fact that it makes you think a little bit harder about your line choice. For where I ride, it's perfect, it really is. There's not a lot of hills. So trying to conserve momentum through the flat stuff, yeah, it just really works for me. So. I've had a go on one. I didn't get on with it because the electronic shifters packed up and then the torque sensor on the motor packed up, so I ended up carting around a 40-kilo bike or 40-pound bike for an hour and a half. I didn't really enjoy that element of it, but I can certainly see having an e-bike at some point might be of interest to me. I'm just thinking of the stuff that you might be able to ride up rather than ride down. But yeah, there's a little bit of fascination there. I haven't got an opinion against them really. I can see why people use them. At the end of the day, each their own. I choose a single speed. There's a lot of people wouldn't ride one of those. So again, getting that third Singlespeed Wembo title up in Scotland was probably my proudest moment. The first one in Rotorua was amazing, given what it took to get there, and achieving that for the first time. Italy was a bit of a disaster, but then to be able to come back from what had been a bit of a disastrous year in terms of riding and health, to get that third one was a big achievement for me. So, and it wasn't just me, it's my wife and everyone else who's helped me to get there over the last sort of 12 months. I work at Triumph Motorcycles. I run the development department, so I look after the team of technicians and riders that help see our engines and bikes through the development process. So that's a relatively new challenge for me. I've only been down there for 15 months, but yeah, it's a very interesting job to do. Really lot to do. I really want to still be riding. One thing that happened when I started taking 24-hour racing a bit more seriously was my enjoyment of riding went up massively. A little bit of extra focus, the fact that it was also good to get rid of the stress that work puts on you also helps. I want to be enjoying my riding, that's the key thing. Whether I'm still competitive in 24-hour races, that doesn't bother me. There is more things in life to kind of being at the top end of the podium, but yeah, as long as I'm enjoying it, that's what I want. So.
Okay, big thanks to Steve Day for coming in to see us. It's great to find out what goes on in the mind of a 24-hour single-speed lunatic. Anyway, check out our YouTube channel, slam69.tv, for all our previous videos, and don't forget to subscribe and share. See you later.